Tanya Canas and welcome to the city on this Australia Day. At this very moment, our National Day is being celebrated across the nation and right here in the City of Greater Dandenong. We've got lots on the show for you tonight, including a look at how to keep our kids safe as they head back to school. And behind me, workers are putting up the finishing touches to the $26 million Noble Park Aquatic Centre, with the big opening only weeks away. We were here last week as the taps were turned on to fill the main pool. Now also tonight, we preview the V8 Supercars launch at Sandown and check out Great Bites, where we can sample the various cuisines of the world for $7 or under. But for our first story tonight, we go back to the future. We came across this familiar character in Palm Plaza recently. Seems like our own Doc BRAUN, a City of Greater Dandenong resident, is a star in his own right. Or at least his car is. The unique, fully working, fully scaled Delorean replica is popular at charities and fundraisers.
G'day folks, I'm Doc BRAUN and here you are in the future in Dandenong Plaza, and I'd like to introduce you into my Delorean time machine that I invented and created from bits-over leftover pieces that I found in the garage. It's the world's first only combo 1, 2 and 3 folks, and inside it contains some of the most amazing secrets you ever did hear, built over a process of 20 years of crazy bit-by-bit building. It's amazing what you can find in that garage, isn't it folks? And in fact we've got original movie parts, leftover movie parts, and amazing little bits and pieces you would be very surprised about. We built it recently of over 4 years on this actual physical vehicle, and it is absolutely amazing. That actually met Christopher Lloyd himself, the mad scientist, the real mad scientist, from the whole movie trilogy, actually sat in our car and gave us a great signature and a fantastic experience we will never forget. And in fact, we've actually got original movie parts, original leftover parts I should say, original molds from the movie car, and inside information on how to build the DeLorean time machine. And it's all here.
If you would like to know more about Doc BRAUN and his famous DeLorean time machine, the Doc can be contacted at braunshairco@yahoo.com. And speaking of cars, Sandown Raceway has been chosen to launch the 2012 V8 Supercars season. Daryl Pittman caught up with Councillor John Kelly for the full story.
I'm with Councillor John Kelly. John, the launch of the Super V8 season at Sandown in a few weeks, a real coup for the city.
Absolute coup, Daryl. You know, this could have been at any track in Australia, but to have this event, the launch of the V8s at Sandown, magnificent achievement for the city, great for businesses all through the city. So yeah, I think it'll be a great day on the 11th of February.
Well, a lot of interest in the V8, so sure to attract a big crowd.
Yeah, I expect a great crowd to be there on the day, and you know, a great opportunity for people to come out and have a look at what the V8 Supercars are all about. A free event within the city, 28 cars, lots of money involved in this industry, and we're talking, you know, up to 4 or 5 million per car per year to run. So as I said earlier, we're very fortunate, I think, to have this within our city.
My word, we're in front of the Kelly Racing Team Transport and one of the cars. No relation, John?
Yeah, my young brothers. No, I'm only joking. No relation whatsoever. Maybe to Ned.
But as you say, it is a big industry. Now, how important is it for the City of Greater Dandenong to have a tourist attraction like Sandown in its midst?
Oh, look, there's not too many other cities that have such an event happening place as Sandown. We have the horse races there, and the V8 Supercars, of course, and a number of other races during the year. And it brings a lot of money to our city. And how important is that to us as ratepayers? If we don't have these events, we don't have the businesses, we don't have the restaurants operating, we don't have the hotels full for an event like this, for instance. So yeah, a great coup for the city.
Well, we know when they talk about the Formula One Grand Prix, what it does for tourism, and it gets Melbourne's name overseas and nationally and internationally. This must do the same thing with Sandown at the forefront.
Well, absolutely. You know, as I said earlier, they could have picked any track in Australia, but they've picked Sandown. There's another track in Winton, another one at Phillip Island, but I think they've probably picked the best track that they could for this event, so great promotion.
Speaking to some of the managers and drivers there before, they love Sandown.
Yeah, they talk of Sandown. They'd love to do more practice there, but they also race internationally, of course, so this is big business.
My word. And John, you've never gone around in one of these things, I don't suppose?
I haven't. Loved the opportunity, but this body probably wouldn't fit in those little seats I see in there, Daryl.
You never know your luck. It says Kelly Racing Team. Watch your screens. You could see Councillor John Kelly in one of those cars any day. Well, good luck with the series and the launch, John, and a great thing for the City of Greater Dandenong.
Yeah, thanks, Daryl, for having us on, and hope everyone gets down on the 11th of February.
See you there. Oh no, not him again. Guess who else is going to the Supercars?
We're here for the V8 Supercars, and we're here in the future, and we want you to come on down to Sandown so you can get down and get Sandown at V8 Supercars.
Next week, it's back to school for thousands of Victorian children and off to school for the first time for thousands others. With a constantly increasing level of traffic on our streets, keeping our kids safe is a major priority for Greater Dandenong's local laws officers. Belinda Melham hit the pavement with them late last year as we make an early year plea for drivers to do the right thing.
Teach your children well.
I'm here at Wallarano Primary School, and this is one of the busiest school crossings in the City of Greater Dandenong, and here children's safety is top priority. Every morning and evening of the school year, Greater Dandenong's local laws officers are on hand to ensure our kids are safe from unthinking and irresponsible drivers, with many of the problems coming from parents dropping off or picking up their children. Senior Local Laws Officer Rebecca Laredo tells of the more common misdemeanours.
Around most schools is definitely going to be the no stopping areas. People don't understand what the signs actually mean, but it does mean that you cannot stop your vehicle for any purpose, no matter how short of time, unless to avoid a collision or obey a traffic control device.
And the signs around school crossings can vary.
Every school differs in the different kinds of signs that they have around the schools, but around Wallarano Primary School there are several different signs. There are no stopping signs, which doesn't permit you to park there at any time. There's no parking signs, which allows you to stop there and to drop off, but you can't stand there and wait for your child. It's only for a 3-minute drop-off section. And then there's also disabled parking, which you only have to park there if you have a valid disabled permit. And then there's also a bus zone, which is only to be used for the buses.
Local Laws Officer Gail Matthews has seen drivers do some silly things over the years.
Well, silly or dangerous, but you know, I've actually seen people, they're dropping off their children or picking up their children in no stopping areas. So they're opening the doors, their children are either getting in or out. They may see one of us local law officers and know that they've done the wrong thing, and they drive off with putting their children at danger, hanging out of the car. That's happened on many occasions.
Despite the presence of our cameras and 3 local laws officers, this driver seems oblivious to the signage. This car is parked in a disabled zone, but does it have a disabled sticker? Officer Warren Neuer investigates.
The car we just saw Officer Warren Neuer go over and speak to the driver that parked in the disabled parking really has no excuse. There's many bays just down the street on the side, but disabled parking, and when we have people who need that disabled parking to come and pick up their children, they need to hold a valid permit for the driver of the car or the disabled child, if that be the case, to use that bay. So it's very dangerous just to pull up in disabled parking. When someone does pull up in a disabled parking bay that doesn't have a permit, they will be issued a fine for parking in a disabled bay without a permit. That was just an example of bad driving behaviour. That wagon that we just saw not only stopped down there in the no stopping, but came up into the disabled permit zone with no disabled permit, had children getting on both sides of the car, so there was traffic going past on the roadside when the children was getting in.
And the council's local laws department has heard all the excuses.
The most common excuses that we receive when we are standing outside around schools for the safety of the children is people pulling up in no stopping zones saying that they are just dropping off, that their motor was still running, or they are just picking up their children.
Offenders will have their vehicles photograph taken and fines may follow.
What happens is at school crossings normally we take photographs of the vehicles that are parking illegally, and we get a map-tail check from Vic Roads and we post it to the registered owner of the vehicle, and there is 28 days for them to make the necessary payments. The other option is, if they wish to contest, is they have to contest this in magistrate courts.
But the fines are merely to encourage responsible driver behaviour. It's not about raising revenue.
As local law officers, we patrol the crossings is not to raise revenue, but to see that the safety of the kids.
Around school crossings, we find most of the time, majority of the parents appreciate our assistance at the school, and the kids enjoy us being here. They come up and speak with us. It's only the minority that think that we're here to raise money.
But it's the team of dedicated crossing supervisors that is at the forefront of the daily effort to keep our kids safe. The City of Greater Dandenong employs more than 100 supervisors who patrol crossings at 82 different schools. Bart is the popular supervisor at Wallarano Primary School.
So Bart, tell us a bit about your job. How long have you been working here?
I have been working here 2 years and with council altogether 5 years. And this is, before I came here permanently, I was a freelance supervisor, and this I prefer to going everywhere. You know. I just love it here. Kids are good. We all get on well together. Staff are good. A lot of fun.
So do you see some silly things that motorists do around schools?
Every day I see people making horrible mistakes. Things that you wouldn't dream of, you know. Turning into traffic, for example. Not looking when they're pulling out of the curbing over there. And yeah, they make a lot of mistakes. Pulling up, opening the doors before the car stops for the kids to climb in, and even before the kids get out, the doors are open when they're going into school. Yeah. Silly things like that.
Bart sees his supervisor's role as important to the wider community, not just the children.
Not only are a supervisor important to the children, but to the general community as well. I don't only take children across the crossing, I take adults, people coming here and going there. They might be going shopping and they use the crossing because it's a safe outlet, and they come here and I take them across. We don't refuse anybody.
Bart believes in the importance of educating the children to become responsible pedestrians.
Number 2 is to teach the children. Not only that will they use this crossing as a safety barrier, but they learn how to appreciate normal traffic light crossings in the town, you know. And this is a good starting point for the kids. And from time to time, I do take classes. The kids come out of the footpath, I line them up, and we have a bit of a practice. This is at a quiet time, and they love it.
And for Bart, it's education and fun all rolled into one, in what he sees as a team effort.
The people are good, the teachers come out and have a bit of a talk, a bit of a laugh. Afterwards we fraternise and have a talk inside and a cup of tea or whatever the case might be. Really it's one big team, not only inside, but it comes out here to another part of the team.
Some distance away, fellow supervisor Mari enjoys the calm before the rush at Lindale Primary School, another busy venue for the local laws officers. Soon, this too will be a hive of activity.
At this particular crossing, there's no stopping signs on both sides of the road, as there's a lot of buses that come through for the school traffic. So the no stoppings aren't there to make life harder for the parents. It's just for the safety of the children and to make the congestion easier through with the traffic with the buses. There's definitely less parking at this school in comparison to Wallarano, but there is still enough parking if parents are prepared to let their children walk or to walk with the children to school. There's parking on Gladstone Road, and right behind us in Holly Avenue there's some parking, and also on Oakwood Avenue there's a small amount of parking.
Like Bart, Mari loves her job and her daily contact with the parents and children as she saddles up for her 23rd year as a supervisor.
I've been here 3 years, but I was at Oakwood Park Primary School for nearly 20 years, 19 years.
And like Bart, Mari witnesses the follies of irresponsible drivers on a daily basis.
Oh yes, sometimes they do stop here too, you know, near the crossing. And when you tell them, they're not very happy about it, you know.
Mari enjoys her role as a crossing supervisor and heartily recommends it to others.
Yeah, I think it's a very good job. Like for me, I said it's a very good job because it's only 1 hour in the morning, 1 hour in the afternoon, and you got plenty time in between, you know, to go whatever you want to do. You can go shopping. And then you got the holidays, you know, the mothers is good too, you know, because they got the holidays, when the kids got the holidays, you know, they can spend time with their kids, so it's very good.
Definitely good hours. There's usually 1 hour in the morning and 1 hour in the afternoon, so that leaves you with your whole day to do whatever else you need to do, and you also then get your school holidays, and if you're a permanent you get your sick leave and holiday pay as per if you're a permanent staff at council.
So how do you get to become a crossing supervisor?
Council's always taking expressions of interest for people interested in becoming a school crossing supervisor like Mari or Bart at Wallarano. All they need to do is to write to Council, express their interest and provide their details, phone numbers and whether they have a driver's licence or not, and then Council will then contact them when a position comes available to bring them in for an interview. We have approximately 10 casual officers, and once a permanent officer leaves, the casuals then can have the opportunity to become permanent, and then they bring them back as bring in more casuals to refill the casual positions. The only prerequisite that they need to do is they do need to have the working with children's card, just so that they are allowed to work with children at the crossing. Unfortunately, a lot of them get sick at the same time, so that's when we need to bring in some more, or as they get older they decide to retire, so then we then start looking for some more casuals or permanent positions.
So with the help of more than 100 such supervisors, our local laws department will again be working diligently to keep our kids safe in 2012.
Teach your children well and know they love you.
Where can you get a decent lunch for $7 or under? Well, in lots of Dandenong's restaurants and eateries for a start, thanks to the innovative Great Bites program, as Leah McCready explains.
The Great Bites brochure is all about lunches for under $7 here in central Dandenong. So it's a beautiful bright brochure that you can obtain from our customer service centre at council. I'm sure they can mail one out to you if you're interested. But we find people are unsure as to where to go for lunch, so we put together this brochure, Great Bites, and it's for $7 or under, and you get some fantastic cultural diversity type of food. In here in our brochure we've got Polish, we've got African, we've got Afghan, Indian, so we've got fantastic offers, not just your sandwich and or your chips or something like that. So there's also some beautiful healthy options as well. This was put together to just try and get people to try some of our different restaurants and cafes in the area.
It's a fantastic way to promote your business, and you do have a lot of people coming in. I just find it a great initiative taken by the council.
So if you'd like one of our Great Bites brochures and want to look at it online, go to www.greaterdandenong.com, and if you put in the search facility Great Bites, the Great Bites brochure will come up.
It was a big day here at the Noble Park Aquatic Centre last week when Greater Dandenong Mayor Councillor Yu Horn Chia opened the tap to begin filling the main pool in the $26 million facility. The new centre, which really is more than just a pool, will be opened on February the 11th and replaces the previous Noble Park pool, which began life just under 50 years ago in December 1962. The official turning on of the tap was witnessed by Federal MP Mark Dreyfus, State Member Lee Talamis, and a number of councillors who celebrated the occasion with an historic paddle in the new pool. The pool won't be empty for long, as Project Manager Rob BECKER explains.
The pool takes about 3 days to fill. We run it day and night, and it holds just over 1.5 million litres.
Saturday, February the 11th, is the date to keep aside for the big opening of Noble Park Aquatic Centre, already better known as NPAC. You can check out the City of Greater Dandenong's website for further information. Keysborough Cricket Club has bowled into 2012 in style with the opening of their new cricket nets. Daryl Pittman was on the spot.
I'm here at the opening of the new Keysborough Cricket Club practice facility and with their president, Darren Chatfield. Darren, great new facility for the club.
Yeah, we couldn't be happier as a club for the final product that we've been delivered. Thankful to the City of Dandenong Council for the hard work that they've done in conjunction with representatives from the Keysborough Cricket Club. Tremendous work. We could not be happier. These are out of this world. The previous ones we had concrete sticking out. It was pretty dangerous for the players. This is just first-rate stuff.
So no excuses now for the players?
You would hope not, but the results will hopefully come on the board soon. There's no excuses, as you say.
How's the season been going for the boys?
Not too good, unfortunately. Turf 1, we're stuck on the bottom of the ladder. Turf 4, we're second last, but hopefully new nets, new facilities can put results on the board.
The nets will also improve safety for all players.
With our other nets, we used to have stone around the pitch. If you didn't hit the pitch, you'd go in the gravel would come off onto the pitch. One of the guys would bowl on your batting, ball could hit a thing, stone could come up on you. These nets here, just fake grass everywhere, smooth for the run-ups, and batting conditions are great.
The nets are not only a boon for the Keysborough Cricket Club, but for the wider community as well.
It's a great community facility. Every night you'll see kids and cars here. Both nets are being utilised every night, and it's great. And hopefully we can turn those into future players and future stars of Australia.
Councillor Peter Brown and Councillor Ros Blades were on hand to help with the opening of the nets, although I think Councillor Brown needs a bit of work on his bowling. What are you going to work on most in the new nets?
I'll try and work on a bit of both, hitting more right areas with more bowling and batting, just trying to get behind the ball. You know, been struggling lately, but hopefully I can rectify that in these great facilities.
Thousands thronged the streets of Springvale last Sunday to celebrate the Lunar New Year festival. It was a day for all the family with entertainment, rides, games and a huge array of culinary delights. This Springvale festival is among the most popular in Australia. It's all happening in Greater Dandenong this Saturday. You can enjoy the Lunar New Year celebrations at Dandenong Market between 11 and 1 p.m. before heading off to Sandown for a Greater Dandenong race day. A great family day awaits in store, and it's free entry for all Greater Dandenong members. Check out the city's website for full details. Well, that's it for another show. We hope you enjoyed it. We'll be back again next week for another look at the events, the people and the colour of the wonderful city of Greater Dandenong. Until then, bye for now.